goals. Want to become an Olympic skier.
Why not?
Deserve, but the best coaching that you can get. Motto of our program.
Maybe to blow them a bit out. Or...
Yeah.
Alex.
I think Sasha, okay?
Sasha.
Yeah.
Training with Nadia. Doing some good turns here. Sasha, like the way you ski, there's a lot of good stuff going on. I think you have really good feeling for the edges. You're on a slalom carver, and I think you're working them really nicely. Your weaker turn is this one here. Turn to the left, where you sometimes have a bit the tendency to fall a bit too much to the back and inside. Careful a bit that you're not tempted to let yourself, that you don't fall into the inside of the turn too much, that you don't drop your hip there. You can see if you get too much in here, then you lose a bit the pressure on the outside ski. So if you want to get inclined as much, you would need to compensate with also doing this more.
Where can you be?
Yep. No problem.
here, push it.
Push it harder, okay?
Uh-huh.
Especially with upper body. And if you do this thing with your upper body good, you can put constantly pressure on yourself.
Uh-huh.
I think you managed to do the turns quite good.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you've been kind of jumping into the turn, which is nice. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Take care when you do that, turning on the bump or jumping on
Just
the
to
bump.
move this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? So take care that your upper body is not falling into the turn and then staying in the turn.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, the upper body normally needs to be at the outside. So this is again very important. Arms.
Yeah.
Okay? If your arms are staying in front of your body, if you fix them, something like that is normally not happening. Okay? So very, very important, fix the upper body. The more your upper body is fixed, the less you move your hip. What do you think? Actually at the point, so again like we've been talking about yesterday, this is your turn, and at the point where your ski is looking down,
Yeah.
you need to lean the upper body to this side,
Uh-huh.
okay? Because sometimes it's happening to you that you are at this part of the turn, leaning the upper body to the inner side,
Uh-huh.
and if you come to this part, you start leaning the upper body to this side. So these are two movements. Take just one.
Uh-huh.
Don't do this. Feel yourself time. Sound this way. Give yourself time going into the turn. And if you are at this point, take all the upper body down.
Kissing and running away. Kissing and running away. Ooh, my senses replace. Ooh, my senses replace. Nothing will harm you, nothing will stand in your way. Nothing will harm you, nothing will stand in your way. Ooh, my senses be praised. Ooh, my senses be praised. and running, kissing and running away. Ooh, my senses be braced. Ooh, my senses be braced. Nothing will stop you, nothing will stand in your way.
Excellent. So we have Sasha on the left here are his runs from day 4. And we just want to do a little check halfway. Not really halfway, but we want to sum up a bit what we have worked on, and we want to get some good images of.
The goals were actually to fix the upper body and the arms a little bit, because if you've got kind of a rotation in your upper body, your hips following, doing the same, and your position is definitely folding to the inner side of the mountain, losing pressure on your outside ski, and then you can't just make the turn as hard or as fast as you want to do. So it was a lot about fixing the position to make stronger turns.
So to become calmer in the upper body.
Yeah, definitely.
Of the turn, we said Sasha is carving these turns really nicely, but does have the tendency on his turn to the left to lose the balance to the back and inside a bit, which also has to do a bit with the arms. Gonna let this run now go in slow motion. So what we should see now on the left is a skier that is more in balance, that has a better platform, that doesn't lose the balance as much, that has a calmer upper body, is not as wild. The stronger your platform is, the more you can then also play with inclination, and the lower you can get. So the lower you can get the hip to the ground, the bigger the angles are that you can ski. But it doesn't work the other way around. So the skier on the right side, you try to get really low and try to get really high edge angles, but you do it with not the sufficient support from the platform, and therefore you often lose then the balance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A lot of leaning to the inside, yeah.
Weaker turn. You should see that you get doing this more, and you have you're more in balance, better platform. This, once you feel that, then you can become more aggressive, and then you can start to lean in more. But you need the platform to get bigger angles. Just to move in without being on the outside ski enough is not going to do it. So once you have the platform, then you can also start to let yourself fall more to the inside. There's not much force pulling you to the outside, so be careful that you're not doing this here too much, while the force that pulls you is maybe an arrow that is just that small. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know.
So if the force is not holding you and you're moving in too much, the result will be that you fall to the inside. Does that make sense? So wait a little longer with position and the hip at the top of the turn if the force isn't there. So that's a matter of timing. But I do like this run, and I like it much better than the one on the right.
Especially here, you tried more is more. So this was kind of the thing you were really working for. And reducing some things or just fixing some things makes a big difference.
We can see your tips coming up a lot. We can see that you get pushed in the back a lot, that you fall over the inside ski. We talked about moments where the outside is starting to ski away from you.
Yeah.
I think you can see all these things that I've just mentioned executed much better on this one.
Already.
Much more direction. You're getting much more from left to right. You're doing about 4 turns more than on the right video. And do like that a lot. So you like them better now?
Yeah, more fun, so feel more control. Especially when I see here with the arms, just like that.
Yeah, look at the arms, a huge difference.
Look at the ski tips, which are lifting sometimes. They're staying on the ground.
And I mean, you're on a slalom ski, you have to love short turns. And if you hit those, if they hit the short turn well, if you hit the sweet spot and you feel how they make direction, that's also a little bit.
Because it's snow, remember, soft snow in the middle.
So that's a really good change. Well done, coach, as well. Have a look at it. If we look a bit closer on your weaker side, you can still see that you're losing your outside sometimes a bit.
Yeah. And legs also locked.
A bit, yeah. So inside knee as well to the mountain, yeah.
Watch out, top of the turn. You're skiing that a little more over the inside. And now in this phase at the beginning, you see that the outside ski is pushed out a bit. So try not to look for the pressure in here. Try to look for the shovel of your outside and let that pull. And then you'll get more power on those. And the outside starts to dig in and make direction. You see this? You see how it gets bent? So it gets bent over the shovel, and that's what we're looking for. And that's a feeling that you didn't have on this run there, because you never bent the ski over the shovel at the top of the turn. It's always just more a pressure that maybe started over here. See that? So now you're skiing those turns rounder, more tip to tail. And this is just the beginning. From here on now, taking this into steeps, into off-piste, will do a lot for you. Good run.
Very nice run, Sasha. Very cool.
Could work a bit on the pole plant here now as well, to do the pole plant a bit more consistently.
Yeah, I'm just...
So, you know, but that's fine. You know. What might happen when you start to work on the pole is that you start to become a little more, move a bit more with the arms again. So, but I think that would be something for tomorrow, Nadia.
Definitely.
To work a bit on the pole without starting to do the disco moves again. And I think that your poles might be a bit too long as well.
They are, yeah, we've been talking about that. You need shorter poles, otherwise they might push you back a bit.
It could be like 10 centimeters. Huh? Be careful that you hear top of the turn, that you don't move in like this. See that? To be able to do that, you would need a lot more speed, a lot more force. Because that just throws you too much on the inside. Maybe also here nearly a bit too early. If the timing is off, if you do that too early, then you have nothing else you can put against the force. You know what I mean? So now you have to stay, park and ride in that position, and you get turned around a bit. So try to match your building up of position a little better with the force that is hitting you. And now I want to get more, and I don't want to reach the maximum power too early. And duck, and duck, and also here, you know, you get into that, you get to the inside too early, and then you can only park and ride. So be a little more patient at the top of the turn on your turn to the left. Really good. Good on you also, Sasha. You know that not everybody is as coachable. So well done, both of you.
Thanks.
Nadia, you want to add something?
That was great. This was actually why I was drilling you just a bit. Maybe at the beginning you didn't understand everything I was talking about, but I think you really got it. You got a good feeling for that. Especially when you notice, okay, this is happening when I'm doing that. Just look for that kind of moments. Have a look at those videos when you do some more skiing in the future, and try to really work on that. And I think especially the position of your upper body was changing and the position of your arms. Take care that you're not falling too much forward with your upper body. It locks your hip, so stay a bit upright and just manage it with the sidewards movement with your upper body. But anyway, I can just add that this is quite a nice improvement. Good job. Thanks for trusting me.
Well done. All clear?
So we're gonna do bumps tomorrow?
Yes.
I wanna maybe try somewhere and make a
Тихо. Вот нам все же вот до того, как до ступеньки добраться. Следам едь. Да, там, наверное. Это поехал в другую сторону. Стоп! Здесь. Давление вперед. Даже не расслабляй ноги. Тут нужно держаться вообще хорошо. Я тебя снимаю. Че, у тебя все в порядке? Не вниз, поперек. Тут очень круто. Тихо, давление на нижнюю ножку. Аккуратно, не разгоняйся. Видишь? А сейчас уже